everyone, my name is Veta and let's go. 9 parts of a weather. Hello everybody, welcome back to American Textbook Reading. I'm Ren Stewart and we are looking at science book, lesson 3, lesson 9. Okay, now the weather there are... Well, that's 9. 9 is about parts of a weather. You had different parts in this unit. We will the different parts of the weather, and we will also learn what we use to measure and the weather. Okay, so let's get started. As usual, we will start with the vocabulary. Now there are many words that are related to weather because they're very important for our lives. One interesting and home. Have you seen how before? Sometimes how doesn't happen in certain parts of the weather? Live in some colder parts of the world, you might see how what is held in small hard balls of ice that fall from the sky like rains. Now, I say small, some things in some place how can be bigger, it can be big, it can be dangerous, right? In some place in America, I remember seeing new reports of big piles of things that can be dangerous. So I don't remember, I hope that somebody is hurt or you killed possibly, so you can get to ice falling from the sky, right? So it's kind of crazy when you see how actually we have a video. Oh, really don't know. There are small piles of ice, and we can see. It is kind of white sky, so it's hard to say, but ground is a land, and this is a small home. Not a big deal, it is not dangerous, but and usually for clusters, you say be careful, there's a warning, and I said one inside. So yeah, be careful, but I don't scare you home, but it's not dangerous. So it's not really strange, doesn't happen, it is interesting, so say okay. Precipitation. Now we have a big word. Precipitation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 celebrates. Celebrates precipitation. Precipitation. It's weather that falls from the clouds to the ground. Guess what we just learned? How is ice that frozen water so and how is a type of precipitation. And so we have the rain background. It's winter time to rain. Of course, the winter, the water freezes, and it cooled down and as snow. So there are many different types of precipitation. It's just water that falls from the clouds to the ground. Okay, so yeah. We have precipitation, big word, but it covers many different types. Okay, so good, alright. Yogi. Now, yogi is an adjustment that measure something usually that is something on how many of something is the case, a rain gas, and is this adjustment for the measure how much rain falls, so you have to always go whether the numbers were predict how much the exact 2 inches of rain. That's a lot of rain, right? So how do they measure that? Well, they have a rain guide and details and how much water would fall during a certain time within a week. So they measure that and they say, okay, we accept example. Okay, so rain Guys, remember, guys, there are many kinds of rain, guys, and their span, guys, in your car tells you how fast you go. It's called a speedometer, guys, and it's a gas, and this gas is in nice just depending how much or how many of something. There's okay, good. Next, thermometer. Now, a thermometer is another type of gauge light. It tells us how hot is it? What is the temperature? That degree? How many degree? This air outside, right? Is hot. A lot of desert. Not is cold. Very few deserts. How many right or how much temperature? A temperature is a device, a guide used to measure temperature. So of course we have the temperatures all over the world. There's two types of temperature is used in the world. Of course, most of the world uses temperature is because Americans for some reason it's all fair and height. So did I spell that right? I think so. Height is I think it has soy. No, that's wrong. Had Americans still use warmint. Why? They all fashioned the rest of the world use caution. When I came to Korea to class Marine, so you know I was used is 78 liters of the world great. I say that crazy right? You can live in the 78 in this class is 78 desert, very great day. So now 18 desserts, then you know that's a nice day in your class and you don't want to be there, okay? So anyway, temperature is a device used to measure temperature. Okay, good. Weather vane. Weather vane is another instrument that weather use to talk about the weather vane. Basically tells the people which direction the wind is blowing. If you look at here is a kind of interesting light because we see north, south, America, and then and theirs are usually on the tops of tall building, right? And it's made of metal as a metal object that blows around. Blows around means it moves around. It can move, the 360 degrees to show which way the one is coming from. So in this picture, we can see next certain way. It is poised to the direction whether it's coming from. So it looks like the weather is blowing. So direction of look like is maybe okay. So it's coming from the west, maybe a little bit south. That's tell coming from. This is important to weather people who do predicts the weather forecasts, okay. It's also important for farmers because they need to know which way the weather wind is blowing. That might help them plan for their weather next few days. Okay, next we have the meteorologist, the Indian that means someone who studies something, someone who studies something. For example, I think I said before my dad something. My dad it is Carrie. He was a geologist. Geo means earth, so geologist is someone who studies the earth. So what is a meteorologist? A meteorologist is someone who studies meteorologists. Like no, I'm sorry, that's natural meteors, of course, like holiday comet, or these those and around that those are comets, but meteors are false. Those things now meteorologists think is interesting. So now you know why does meteor what is the weather well that's the where is that's what is means you to know it. But anyway, an ology study something you don't study. Methodology study weather, so yeah, but carefully, usually studies Earth, Life. Okay, so just saying. So, but this is one of the bits. It's not weather goes. It's meteor. Okay, so be careful with that word. So, it's scientists studies weather condition, and usually meteor are important because they can predict the weather, and when you watch the news probably to meteor and wanna explain what the weather will be like tomorrow and the next day. What is hard to predict 2 weeks in the but they try, and the usually is important, and usually important you need to know how about this. And goodbye. See you again. Thanks for watching and thanks for listening. Bye bye.